Hi Aries, welcome to your weekly reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant or Rising sign. My name is Kelsey and this is Igniting Insight. We're going to go ahead and look at your energy for the week ahead. These readings are not date specific, so whenever you're landing on it is probably when it's meant for you. I am doing these weekly readings for as long as Spirit calls me to do so. I just started these last week, and I'm going to use a lot of the same decks that I used last week, but that is also something that could be changing week to week. We're just gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm not gonna explain what I'm doing as much this week. I'll just explain it as I go. So first I'm gonna pull an overall oracle card for what you're dealing with over the week ahead. This is from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So what can we get for Aries for the week ahead? This is going to look at your conscious aspect of whatever you're dealing with. A change in the wind. Wow, Aries, you got this last week. These are not date-specific readings again, but I do know for anyone that's subscribed to the channel and that's going to be watching these every week, for you, they're going to be more of an evolving message for sure. A change in the wind. Literally got this for you last week. So this is continued energy of change, a shift. If you do happen to be watching this reading when I'm releasing it, which is the weekend of February 16th, 17th. Actually, I'll probably be releasing these Monday the 18th. This is just a few days after we had Uranus conjunct Mars at the very last degree of your sign. The door's opening because my cat's coming in. That's all that noise was. We had Uranus conjunct Mars at the very last degree of your sign, and this was about radical change. This was about asserting radical change. So I think that this energy makes a lot of sense for you, that it's coming up again. But basically what this card is suggesting, I hope you can you see this? Focus. Oh, it's only going to focus on my face. What if I put it in front of my face? There, you can see it. Okay, so you see there's this zebra that is carrying this kind of beautiful looking gazebo type of thing. And you can see the wind's blowing here, so that's, obviously a change in the wind. The winds of change. Something is coming. And I like to see this as kind of what could feel like a burden. It depends on your perspective, right? I think also the zebra is symbolic of different perspectives, the polarity of perspective because of these black and white stripes, right? We can kind of look at the light or look at the dark. We have these two options. So you can see this as a heavy burden because it looks like this big heavy object that he's carrying, or you can see it as carrying something very beautiful. If you can see closely, there's a figure here. There's a little human resting there. So that could also be you being carried by this animal that kind of represents duality a little bit and change. So then we're going to look at the unconscious aspect of this situation. So something in your life is shifting, something is changing. We can look at that as good or bad, but change is inevitable. Change is the most inevitable part of life, and the more we can embrace change, really the better off we're going to be. Yeah, okay, so for the unconscious aspect, we got path. See, my camera can focus on my face, but then when it's focusing on my face, it doesn't know how to focus on the card. So this is from the Illuminated Earth Oracle. This is all about your path forward. We have the yin and yang symbol up here in this glyph. We have these, I can't remember what they're called, these prayer flags, these sacred flags. That's about blessing. We have water, which is suggesting movement, and mountains. Also suggesting the ups and downs we experience on the paths of our lives. So this card is suggesting that you should be embracing your path at this time, embracing the changes that are coming. The change you're experiencing right now might not seem... You might not see how it's integrated in your life at this time. You might not see the way it relates to the bigger picture, because the unconscious aspect is the path, is how it's relating to your bigger journey, your life's journey. But I think that whatever you're experiencing shifting right now is actually going to have wide implications for your life. So we're going to look at... last week I did past, present, future for the issue with the tarot, and I felt like that wasn't quite enough information. So I wanted to just do just a week ahead spread to look at the way that this issue is going to evolve over time. So we get the Seven of Swords. This is the energy of getting away with something, feeling like he's stealing these swords from the circus. That's what the imagery is. So it's the sensation of kind of ego gratification from feeling like you're getting away with something. It can also be selfishness or greed. This could be your energy. This could be some guilt, actually, coming in around maybe feeling like you have gotten somehow more than you deserve, or you've some feeling of getting away with something, but I don't feel that this is, I feel like whatever it is you feel like you're getting away with is actually deserved, but you're having to deal with some emotions of feeling like you don't deserve it for whatever reason. That's what I'm getting for that card, just intuitively. Yes, and then we get strength. I'm just going to pull a few and then I'll talk about them. I apologize for the camera kind of going in and out of focus and not being able to focus on these cards. I was just using my phone last week, but I have actually a lot of equipment. It was about getting it set up. So I'm learning how to use this equipment properly. And please forgive any blurriness or other technical issues that might arise in this video. I promise they will get smoothed out over time. So what else can we get for Aries, please, for the week ahead? How is their energy? How is this shift going to be evolving? How are they going to be feeling about this shift over time? Three of Cups. Partnerships. Specifically, actually more larger circle relationships, celebration. The Chariot. Persistent, slow-moving, forward-moving energy. And this is, the way I'm looking at this is like the week ahead over time. So it could be the full week ahead. It could be a longer timeline than just the next week. It's just going to depend on your situation and how you move through the energies. Page of Wands. So I think I'm just going to stick to 5 cards. So again, we have... You can see these. So I went over the Seven of Swords being, I think you're feeling guilty, of, like you're getting away with something that maybe you don't deserve. But the Strength card here is suggesting to me that you're gonna find I want to use the word balance. We do have the infinity symbol here for balance, for integration and wholeness. I think that if you are feeling some of this guilt or some of this selfishness, it's kind of maybe eating away at you a little bit. Maybe whatever shift you're experiencing is bringing something in that's really positive that maybe you're not used to, and could be causing you to feel a little bit unsure. But I think pretty quickly in the week, you're going to be getting your strength back. You're going to be feeling more deserving, more grounded and centered in yourself. You know, your ruling planet Mars is, if you're watching this when I'm releasing it, is now into Taurus. So that's giving you some grounded energy. And then I think once you find that inner strength, then you're going to feel like you can celebrate whatever rewards are coming in with others. You're going to feel like a lot more expansiveness, a lot more openness to the newness that's coming in. Embracing your path, I'm getting, and then just keeping on making steps forward on this path, on this journey. The Chariot's a major arcana, so it's a very important energy in this reading, as is the Strength card. This is just about, you can even see the two, the black and white here, which is reflective of that Zebra card we got, which I think is about balancing duality, balancing polarity, finding balance between the light and the dark, finding integration on your path, right? And the Chariot's just suggesting that you're going to be making slow, deliberate, important, grounded, meaningful steps on your path. And then the Page of Wands is kind of an inspiration of creativity, and you're definitely looking, I mean, you can see how he's kind of looking at his wand that's blossoming. This is kind of representing like your creative idea, or it could even be like your fiery spirit. You're seeing yourself a lot more clearly. This could represent you kind of embracing your creativity, or this could just be representing a sense of understanding and identification with your path as being a creative force in the world. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm also going to pull a couple cards for potential blocks. So whatever is shifting here for you, just dropped one. We're going to look at potential blocks. What could be holding you back from really embracing this energy, from really getting the most out of this energy that's coming through now, from, you know, wholeheartedly embracing this change and letting the new really come in. Just 3 cards for blocks. What can we get for Aries for potential blocks over the week ahead? Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, I just bumped the microphone. Okay. So we get Innocence, the Miser, and Slowing Down. These are from the Osho Zen Tarot. So what I'm getting here is a need to tap into your innocence. I think that those of you that were resonating with this potential feelings of guilt or undue selfishness, this is really applying to you guys. To tap into your, I want to say, like, inner child, your innocence. You know, we're all, I want to use the word sinners. We're all inherently flawed, you could say, but at the same time, we are meant to be the light. We're meant to be, we were designed originally way back, you know, to be perfect, to be whole humans. And if I'm not trying to put a Christian spin on this, although more and more I find that there's a lot of truth in this if you really understand the actual depth and meaning of that religion. But this is kind of saying, like, tap into your innocence that is kind of God-given. I want to say, like, you are able to transmute any kind of darkness within yourself if your intention is in the right place. And so, as a block, it could be that you're holding yourself to standards that aren't serving you. You could be maybe in some, I want to say some of you, maybe just a small group of you, could be in some sort of dark activity, addiction, something like that, where it's really kind of the opposite of this innocence, and you're needing to kind of switch that around. And this could be the change in the wind that you're needing to experience at this time. It could be you're needing to find a shift away from some of these unhealthy habits into a more innocent, integrated, childlike way of interacting with the world. You know, we all kind of have this baggage, this pain of our experience as humans, and it can be difficult to let go of that and to find our innocence, but it is possible. It is possible to do that, and this is calling you to go in that direction at this time. I think, like, the Miser card here, you know, it's this kind of unpleasant looking person with a whole bunch of jewels and treasures and this gaudy outfit. This is about materialism. This is about kind of the bane of our physical existence, which is trying to satisfy the ego, going towards ego gratification through collection of material things, through external sense of security, that really does not serve our souls at all. This person does not look like they're connected to their souls very much here. And you also see, like, they're building up a wall here. It's like they're building up, it's a sense of protection, it's a sense of false protection. If this is your block, this is trying to create your external reality to give you a false sense of security, rather than looking into yourself and finding your innocence and finding the security that comes from just knowing your soul. Slowing down. So the best way to get in touch with yourself, slow down, meditate, take quiet moments for yourself to really think about what it is that you really want in your life. Do you want to be surrounded by stuff, or do you want fulfillment and happiness? And then really looking into your heart about how you can manifest those things that you want. This is a very kind of general reading, so I do hope it was helpful for you. I think it's more of like a spiritual lesson at this time for you, Aries. I think this change could be something that is kind of not as much in your control. It could be some external circumstances changing, but the more I looked into the other cards of this reading, the more I think the universe is calling you to change. The universe is calling you to shift and to align with your path. This was the unconscious card again, so getting in touch with yourself, your inner self. It just will not focus. It's okay. Getting in touch with your inner self, with your soul's desire, with your truth. And, you do have the strength behind you, you have the perseverance, and you have the community, and you have the creative force to get you there. So I think a lot of you, Aries, could be just kind of really coming into a greater alignment with your soul, with your destiny, with your path, with your truth, and the change in the wind is calling you to embrace that. It's calling you to be an active player in your life and actively create this change so that you can find the fulfillment that we're really all looking for. So I do hope that that's hitting home for some of you. I'm going to pull a card for guidance from the Oracle of the Unicorns, just like we did last time. I thought that these were really great for giving a general sense of guidance for the week ahead. So what can we get for Aries, please, for guidance over the week ahead? What can we get for Aries over the week ahead? Yeah, we got strength again. So really tapping into that strength. And I think that for you, the strength is not, it's not about force. I mean, Aries is really about force. So you can definitely use the knowledge of your capability to be an active, willful, assertive player in your life. But this is talking about inner strength. It's talking about, you know, instead of trying to use your force, use your strength to shift a bunch of things in the external and like try to make something that's going to feel like it's a reality that fits you. Instead of doing that, finding the inner strength where you can just have this kind of knowing, this grounded inner strength. Again, I think if you're watching this in February and until the end of March, actually, your ruling planet Mars is in Taurus, which is very grounded energy, very solid energy. So I would say cultivate that. View yourself through this more earthy lens at this time and find the inner strength, the inner groundedness where, yes, you can manifest what you want. You can use your will and your assertiveness to manifest what you want. But when it's coming from this really solid place within yourself where you know who you are, you know your soul's purpose, or at least you know that you're aligning with your soul's purpose, then you can create what you want a lot more easily, a lot more fluidly. You don't have to use so much drive. Your drive can be focused and it can be precise and it can work wonders for you. It can create the kind of changes that you really want in a much easier, more natural, and effective way. And I'm going to read what it says here. For the strength card, it says, this challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in this situation. So Aries, whatever is going on for you, there's a lot of lessons here. I think whatever's going on for you is meant to align you with your soul more and meant to kind of show you your inner truth so that you can find that grounded place where you can manifest again a lot more effectively. And isn't that what we all want? Like, we don't want to try so hard and get nowhere. We want to try as hard as we need to get where we want to be and then actually see that manifest in front of us. So Aries, I hope this finds you well. Please like, comment, subscribe if this message resonated with you. I would really appreciate your support as I'm just starting out. I'm wishing you all the best for the week ahead. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.